Hello and welcome to another Woman of the Week. I'm Jackie Rice, your community leader. I am so excited that I get to introduce to you today Marie Cheung-Ong, Chief of Staff, North America Commercial Channel Sales with HP Inc. Hi, Marie. Thank you so much for being here.
Oh, thank you for having me, Jackie.
Well, let's break into those icebreaker questions as we love those. Where do you live and where did you grow up if that's different?
Well, Jackie, I have been living in different places throughout my life. Let's just talk about where I grew up first. I was born and raised in Hong Kong, and I did my undergrad and MBA at Boise State University in Idaho. Then I began my first job, full-time job with HP, actually in Roseville, California. Currently, I'm calling Mississauga, Ontario, Canada, my home, which is a city about 30 minutes away from downtown Toronto.
Oh, you've definitely gotten around, but you've lived in some pretty cool places.
Yeah,
I love
absolutely.
that. All right, Marie. What is a little known fact about you that you don't mind sharing with our fabulous community here?
Absolutely. Well, actually, I enjoy sewing as a hobby when I have time. The question is when I
Yeah.
have time. I own two sewing machine, kinds of fabric that I collect over different places that I went to, and also patterns. And I keep collecting over the years. I find sewing very relaxing. And also, I feel super proud when I can wear something I made.
That is so cool. I don't think I've ever had anyone tell me they collect fabric from places they've been, but that makes so much sense. I love that.
Yeah.
Very neat. All right, well, let's talk a little bit about your professional career. Um, have you ever questioned your abilities and qualifications? And if so, how did you overcome that challenge?
Well, being an immigrant and a perfectionist, I often question my ability, especially during my early stage of my career. How did I address this imposter syndrome? Well, I focus on two areas. First, let me share with you a story about how, what helped me change my mindset about being different. I remember in the early days of my career working for HP, I was very quiet because I was afraid my Chinese accent is going to get in the way of expressing myself, of telling my story, right? And besides, I
Mhm.
was very junior. There are a lot of senior executives in the room, and I was afraid to share my ideas. Until one day, I met a HP senior executive who introduced himself and said, "I'm from Finland. I have an accent and I love it because that made me unique and different."
I
Then
love
at the
that.
moment I realized that having my accent actually means I can speak two languages. And I have a different perspective on solving problems or looking at things. And also when I'm invited to a meeting, that's a reason for it. Even though I might be junior, but I have expertise in the area that I focus on, that I will be able to contribute my valuable, ideas. Then the second thing I do is I reframe the situations to find the opportunity to grow and learn. You got to start somewhere, even though you don't know some of the things. So I use my fear to fuel my curiosity and learning. So this two adjustment really helped me to develop a can-do attitude that helped me over, my career path.
That is some very profound advice that definitely resonates with me. I love that. And kind of something that you said that, being unique, yes, when we're maybe feeling a little insecure, like being different feels worse. Like it drives a little bit of anxiety, at least it did with me. But
Yeah,
being unique is actually what gives us some leverage. So I love how you kind of reframe that and use your fear to fuel it. It's such great advice.
thank you.
All right. What are some experiences or transformational moments in your life?
Well, I'm going to share with you a professional one when, I have a pivotal moment to become a dedicated general professional. And after I got married, I moved from sunny California to Canada. And again, I know people said I was crazy, but I was the flexible one who are willing to move instead of my husband, who's a Canadian. My first few years in Canada, I was also very fortunate and got a job with HP Canada. I was a program manager, really working with services and work with the end user sales rep. And at the moment, I'm dating myself now, in about mid 90s or so, there was an opening for a North American marketing sector employees to become a partner business development manager. And this role was challenging for me for a couple of reasons. And again, there were like no one I knew of at the time that located in Canada and actually supporting the US markets or reporting into the US leader. And again, I question myself, and that comes the imposter syndrome moments again for me. And am I going to be able to do it? Am I going to be able to reside in Canada and managing the US market? I also knew nothing about the channel. I didn't know what the channel values are, what the channel partners value are. I didn't know how to work it. And I purely just took a chance and have a role mindset again. You got to start somewhere, learn some new thing, and it's exciting, right? So I'm sure I got the job. I'm sure the hiring marketing director also felt like she took a chance on me. But ever since then, I just fell in love in the channel and have taken different roles within the channel, from chief channel strategist to managing a team of channel development to now I'm a chief of staff that for our North American commercial channel sales team that got to work with a lot of great channel professional and very passionate about it.
Oh, I love that. Absolutely. I mean, actually, as I'm leading into the next question, I'm like, I feel like I already can pinpoint a couple of ways you differentiate yourself, but please do share some additional ways that you differentiate yourself.
Okay, great. I'd love to do that. Well, first of all, my name is Marie Cheung-Ong, and my initial is actually MCO. It was given to me by the marketing directors that will hire me for the channel job. So I love to call myself MCO. And let me use those three acronyms to explain how I differentiate myself. For me, M stands for motivate. I am very motivated, self motivations to collaborate with the team, to lead any change management and solve any problems. And I have the positive energy that I think can be contagious to the teammates, as well as I attract the executive to saying, hey, Marie can do this. So when there's cool roles came out or cool projects, they thought of me. So that's the M for motivate. The C is for communicate. I communicate early, communicate often, and communicate clearly, and tune in my message to the audience purposes. And I call it hot buttons, right? So that always helped me differentiate myself, that I can really do a good job to communicate upward to senior executive, even, senior officers, and to our peer as well. The last one I had to say is organized. I'm super organized. I like to organize my idea, my thoughts, my story to help drive any conversations, any projects, and any team. So M for motivate, C for communicate, and O for organize.
That was the most unique way to describe how you differentiate yourself. I love the initials. I will never forget them. Um, that was very clever. And even just the little bit of time we've spent together, I can totally see why those initials correlate with those amazing descriptors of what you value.
Thank you.
Yes, I love it. Okay, I think we have time for one more. So I would love to know how you continue to grow and develop as a leader.
Well, I admire leaders who lead with purpose, who lead with integrity, and
Mhm.
who lead with authenticity. So I like to observe them, learn from them, learn from the leaders, learn from the mentors of all levels. And I'm very fortunate within HP and within the partner community. I have a lot of great examples that I can learn from. I can talk with them and informal mentor, as if you will, and see how they lead with a purpose to make changes or to improve how we work together. And another thing I do is a little bit more tactical. I I block out an hour a week. I call it future ready hours on my calendar. I use it for training. I use it for talking with my mentor. I use it to read articles about the industry. And some of the recent topics that I focus on, other than leadership and strategic thinking, like generative AI. I find it fascinating, sustainability and women's health issues. So I continue to kind of keep myself learning from from others, as well as proactively using some time to read and to learn and to take training classes. I think to wrap things up a little bit, I want to share one of my favorite quotes about learning from Henry Ford. Anyone who stopped learning is old, whether at 20 or 80. Anyone who keeps learning stays young. I'm one of those who want to stay young and want to keep learning.
Oh, I love that. I am using that time block. I love that you call it future ready. Just that descriptive in itself makes it feel like less selfish and more of an investment for both me and the team that I get to work with every day. I love that, Marie. Such great advice. And I love the
You're
quote.
welcome. Yeah, it works well for me, and I just really try to that to focus on myself or me time or learning or serving. Be able to do that. So I think it's great.
I love it. Sometimes these little tips and tricks make all the difference on what's going to work for us as individuals. And I will definitely be taking that idea and implementing it. Thank you so much for your time today and allowing us to celebrate you as one of our Women of the Week this year, Marie.
Thank you so much. I really enjoy our conversation.
There you have it, Women of the Channel Leadership Network and community. Please comment, continue the conversation with Marie. I am sure that she would just love to hear your thoughts and your tips as well. So until next time, happy Wednesday.
Thank you. Bye.